Gemini. If I had to summarize the energy around you right now, it is change. Predominantly against a crew, a clique, a tribe that you've been hanging out with for quite some time. People that worked for you don't feel like they work for you anymore. And I'm not talking about real work. I'm just talking about how you click or what they want, or even just the expectations of the crowd don't work for you anymore. There's big changes, and really it's like push, smashing things up and pushing things on your life. It's all about your fate train. Really, like bringing to attention different aspects of yourself that you believe, things that you really do believe. Now this could be coming with a change of your job, just a switch in, like really basically catalyzing who you decide to be around, including your work. And this has to do with deep-rooted mysteries, because there are the 8th house, your 8th house is playing a big role right now. So this is about stuff that you've been suppressing, holding back, keeping to yourself, maybe even feel ashamed of. Stuff that you kind of wanted to keep to yourself. But ultimately, you don't even have to share it right now. It's not about even saying it out loud. It's about honoring it. There's been stuff that you have been putting to the side or pushing underground. And it could very well be just your frustration for your current clique. Because there are definitely people that just don't feel right anymore. And that can be a very difficult thing to accept. You know, this feeling of, you've trusted these people for so long. They were the right people in your life for so long. But now there's just this sense of, do I want to change with them? Do I want to change for them? What really works for me right now? This could even be energy of you putting pressure on your friends to say, hey, you have to make changes in your life right now, because really things are not serving you. Different people in your life are not serving you. So it could very well be that. But the energy is this switch or this change in your social circle that could force you into sort of this, I don't want to say tailspin, but just sort of this opening to also shifting or changing your work. Now, it could very well be attached to your work. Because you're changing jobs or switching jobs, it's like all of a sudden the people who you thought were your best friends that you hung out with all the time are no longer, they don't even call you anymore. But you're definitely noticing a big old shift. Where there was a lot of momentum and a lot of support, suddenly there's not anymore. So now it's forcing you into this place of, this could be you could feel very uncomfortable right now, because it's forcing you to sort of like, I don't know, question the choices that you made, or the people that you've continued to choose to be around. Like, do I make the right choices? Like, why if this has happened before, why does it always end up this way? Because there's definitely been, I don't know if it's an overt betrayal or just a recognition now that you got to move on. These people aren't who you really want to be around anymore. You know, I'm not saying that you're giving up your best friend. That may not be the case. But even just your social media profiles or your general associations, recognizing and realizing the falsehood in them. The fact that they were only around when it served them too. This would be a really good time to clean out your closets and make changes, especially if you're a woman, because there's the Animus card, the Anima card, she plays a big role in this reading, especially if you're a woman, but it could just be your feminine energy of who you allow into your life, how much you allow, this energy of what you've allowed. It's like your priorities are shifting. You don't want to invite the same energy into you anymore. And you're taking more time to think, do I want to make commitments? Because it's like you're going over your commitments. You're rethinking them. Like, why did I make those choices? Or why do I make the choices that I make? And before I make more choices, I might want to consider the long term. Because I think that's really what's happening right now, is starting to realize patterns or choices or even cycles in your life that you have made. You could even be, in some ways, reconsidering who you're married to. Because this is definitely change, a change of a female, a woman going through a transition or a change, especially in terms of the change of her commitment to someone or something. But if you're a male, it could be changing of your wife. Her, what she's going through, wanting something different, wanting something else. If you're a female Gemini, I could see this as being huge in terms of what you're committed to, what you want to be committed to, reviewing all of your commitments and seeing if they even function for you anymore. Because there is definitely an awakening here, realizing that maybe people that you didn't listen to or hadn't taken much notice of actually have some stuff to offer to your life. And they're coming through at a dark time when other people abandoned you. When other people were just naysayers and getting all up on you, you're going to be very surprised with who actually offers you good ideas. The frustration is the uncertainty. And the way that you can really determine the certainty. But see, that's the thing. Oh my God, all these thoughts are coming at once. I get your frustration. Is, okay, this new crowd of people who's coming in that says they support you, are they just going to be like used up like the old crowd in another couple of years? I think what you're doing is you're questioning, why do I let people into my life? And do I always make the same choices? Is it because I need somebody to support me and tell me what I want to hear? Or is it because I really understand that they care about me and they want to be in my life, or they believe in me? Because sometimes that doesn't mean being flattered, right? Sometimes that means somebody telling you the truth. And usually you're a straight shooter when it comes to talking. You want to know what's on somebody's mind. You can handle that. But right now, there's something that you've wanted. That you've been held back from. Other people's expectations of you have been holding you back. And it's getting old. I don't even think that you've spoken about this desire out loud, but it is definitely something that makes you more dignified, makes you feel more solid, makes you feel good about yourself. And it is something that is long-term. This is very Virgo energy. This is about figuring out what really matters to you and committing yourself to it, even if it means standing alone, which is not easy for Gemini. You're a mutable sign. You're very social. But there's something about the society that you're a part of, your social circle, that is holding you back from being your absolute best self. And it's probably because they tell you what they want to hear, what you want to hear in the dark times. They may be your, your cheerleaders, but do they actually ever really tell you the truth? Because sometimes it's the information that you don't want or didn't know existed that is exactly what you need to really clear the fog. Do you see that there's fog in multiple parts of this reading? Clear the fog. Somebody coming through, breaking through, saying something, doing something, making you realize something that you couldn't see before. Giving you hope in a dark situation, standing up as the hope in a dark situation. Trying maybe to cut through a lot of bullshit that's around you right now because you see it. And what's really difficult is people aren't listening. Maybe that's what it is. The crowd is shifting. How much they support you, your friends, they're kind of turning on you. Be patient. Because whoever's in a fog right now, they're going to see the light. Right now, there are a bunch of pompous fools that are not listening. And there's very little that you can do to make somebody listen if they don't want to listen. However, you can definitely cut ties and say, you know what? You don't serve. This is moving on from a situation that doesn't serve you anymore. You've grown out of it. You don't need them anymore. You know who you need in your life, and these aren't the people. So you're changing and you're switching. These are people who just, maybe, yeah, it's just their immaturity. You don't need that in your life right now. It's not even that you don't need it in your life right now. You're moving on from a situation that you're ready to move on from. And there's a new group here that really supports you, that inspires you, that are people that you want to hang with. And I do believe that they're people who are more open. They're people who are more genteel, but open, considerate, not freeloading, free-loving, open. You want joy back into your life. And there hasn't been joy for quite some time. There's been so much stress on you guys with judgments and expectations. Now it's just a sense of reconfiguring what it is you allow to be in your life. It's really interesting information. You're hearing a higher calling. I know that. Double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. You have answered your deepest calling? You're being called in a different direction. It could be one that you never expected to be called in. But ultimately, you have a higher calling and you don't want to give up on this. You could have seen that people no longer support you. Their support dropped off. Because, hey, when you're doing war, when you're doing battle, oh, this is warrior woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? Your commitments are changing. You're changing. Everything is changing. You're changing who you are. You're changing who you commit yourself to, who you're committed to. You're changing maybe even your thought process. Your belief systems are changing. You're taking a break from this old crowd that kind of like just didn't feel right anymore. Where are you being called to journey to? I think that's the problem. It's like, but if I don't have this, and if I don't fit in here, where do I fit in? Where do I belong? But you can't be where you were anymore. It doesn't work for you anymore. The problem is you've closed the door before the other one has opened, but you had to close the door. So it's not really a problem. The challenge now is being patient. There's a lot of devaluing you. I think there's a lot of doors that have closed to you where once everything was open and everybody was welcoming, now all of a sudden they're not. Because they don't want to be associated with somebody who believes a specific thing or behaves a certain way. Or like I said, it could be as simple as, hey, I worked in a place, I thought they were my best friends, and now all of a sudden I don't work there anymore and I never hear from them. You're starting to realize that a lot of people who were around you for convenience. The conveniences that you offered them, and not because they really supported you or believed in who you were. And that's hard. That's difficult. And it's kind of sad. And I get it. And this is a great time for you to say, okay, well, maybe I chose my friends wrong. Maybe I chose my work environment for the wrong reasons. How did I make the choices that I made? This is that time of deep contemplation for you to really start unraveling the motivations for why you do things. And if you understand those motivations, you can absolutely improve upon your life, the next group of people that you are drawn to. Maybe right now you don't even know where you belong. You just don't feel as comfortable where you were as you once did, and you know something has changed. Be bold and make the first move. Your hard work is paying off. You will be paid attention to. You will be noticed. This is about being a light in the dark. This is about seeing the fog come over and say, I won't allow you to darken my day. Get away. You think you can do this to me, you can't. This is an interesting card that came out for you. Music. Because I know how attached you guys are to music. And I think that maybe that's the one truth that you really have. A place where you can connect your heart and your mind. To help clear the fog and start making sense of things again. It would be very interesting to know if you've been experiencing this phenomenon. Old songs that you used to love, you don't love them anymore. They don't make your heart feel what you used to feel. It's almost like they're just fond memories that you have to let go of. Let's see what the animal totem cards have to say. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, Gemini, please do. Thank you for the tremendous support that's coming through with your videos. I'm so grateful for you. There's always an extended video. The link is below. And that's where I dig in deep and like ask tarot cards. What are the challenges? What's the way through? What's the outcome? And that includes your romance reading as well. That link is below. You can subscribe directly to Vimeo too. Sometimes it's less confusing. And then you'll get notified when I upload every new piece of content over there, and you'll have access to those videos about a day before the link comes up here. Also, join me on Instagram. Yeah, I have an Instagram feed. If you haven't found me there yet, please come on over. Born_without_boundaries over on Instagram. That's where I do my live readings Monday through Friday. So there's lots of different ways. Gemini content always comes out every Thursday here, but I upload between 12 and 14 videos a week. So they're not time-stamped. It's not about time. It's about I upload a new videos every week. And if you're curious about your sun sign, also check out your moon and your rising sign. And if you're curious about what's going on in somebody else's situation, check out their sign. There's lots of content uploaded here too. So ring that bell and you'll get notified as soon as it's uploaded. Thank you so much. So let's get into your animal totem card, because I do admit confusion here, but I feel like I'm channeling your energy. And that's a little bit one of my caveats, is that I'm so empathetic, I end up feeling what people are feeling. And then it gets really difficult for me to put into words what you need to hear to help you figure out the confusion. But I think the confusion, I always say this with confusion is really a symptom. It's not an actual thing. There's no such thing as actual confusion. When you are confused, you really do already know the answer. You just don't want to accept it. And it's happening subconsciously. So the confusion is really not wanting to know or listen to the fact that you need to move on from a certain circumstance or situation, even if it means detaching yourself from your friends or from who you've accepted in your life as the people that you need around you, because that's not true. So what do we have here? We have love is all around. This is coming up in the past. Let it shine. And then make your dreams real. So there's definitely a bunch of talking, like love talk. People adore you. People worship you. It's almost like all of a sudden they saw you as the light in the dark, or there was a lot of hope in terms of a situation regarding you. And you were just caught up in the expectations that everybody had for you to be the way forward or help them out or show them through. This is caught up in the web. It's making your dreams real, but almost in a way that it's too manipulative. It's too much of, hey, I can do everything, but you really can't. And you don't realize that people are watching from positions and perspectives that are not flattering to you. There's scrutiny here on how you got something done. And it's coming from a very surprising place. And I think that's what really messes you up, is like how all of a sudden did they say one thing and now they're behaving in a completely different way. Truth transcends illusion. Yes, it does. This is Aquarius energy and we're in Aquarius season. So this is current. The truth is coming out. And I feel like it is a hard pill to swallow, Gemini, because that means that you have to accept that maybe they were not sincere all along. That you this whole time you could have been just living in a falsehood, a fugue state. Give with gratitude and grace, putting your whole self in. Giving yourself to others, sacrificing, making sacrifices for others over and over again. When in reality, tend to the small things. It's the little creepers that were getting up on you. This is energy that's been building. This is sickening energy that was building, unhealthy energy that's been building for a while. It's like the big stuff. You're focused on the big stuff. You're focused on doing good, being better, helping people out. And this is the little stuff that's coming up underneath you, creeping in your walls, pooping, rat droppings. This is stardom. Dreams coming true. Also Aquarius energy. Truth. Realization that all of this is actually happening. And it's happening when they put you in the spotlight. It's like they spotlighted you to embarrass you. Trust in divine detours. Guess what? Go with the flow. And, Maya Angelou always said, she has that famous quote, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Believe them. And that's what this is, trust in divine detours. There's also this is tricky energy. This is trickster energy. Somebody all of a sudden shifted and pulled away in a direction that you did not expect. But the truth is, think deep. You kind of did expect it. And in reality, maybe a little bit, I'm going to call you out on just this little piece, maybe a little bit is mad that you didn't leave when you initially knew you should have. Because in some ways, you suspected this situation rising up and burning you the way that it ended up doing. But because of your integrity, you stayed in a circumstance and you fought And ultimately, you ended up losing and you lost big time. And it's because the people who said they supported you did not really. I really can't wait till I can do a happy news reading for Gemini. I really can't. I really can't. Let's go into your angel messages, Gemini. Because, yeah, everybody deserves better than this. But you know what's so wonderful about this is now you know. And now you know to not make the same decision, to make same mistakes in the future. Like moving forward, you know, once you know the scent of a trickster, you always know it. Trust your instincts and side with yourself. Don't believe them because they were never on your side. Hold on. Ever. They made you feel like they were, but they were not. And I don't try to make light of that. I know that's a really hard pill to swallow, but it's, once again, that jagged pill, you never forget the feeling. And it leaves its scars so that you can always remember and not make the same mistakes. There's major shifts and changes. Let yourself change right now, Gemini. Let yourself change because of this. Let yourself become somebody new, somebody different. Let this sort of catalyze a metamorphosis so that you can really shed this and leave it behind you. But also let them know you're never going to freaking forget. Prayer. No matter how difficult the situation may seem, all is possible. Ask. We are listening. This is prayer. This is faith. This is your angels. So this is maybe people that you never even considered, maybe a sense of spirituality. You know, the angels, we always forget that they're there. But just a simple prayer and reaching out to them, remember they are there. This is people that you would not expect are on your side. Destiny. Your destiny is to blossom, to shine, to transform to an ever greater light. So this is that transformative period, and it's really hard, it's really hurtful. You know, the caterpillar in the catalyst, it looks all peaceful. It's not. He's getting dissolved. It's a very painful transition. So this is your transition. This is. And I do feel like you will be able to look back and be like, yeah, I fucking told you so. But ultimately, that's not your responsibility anymore. Courage. You have what it takes. Just do it. We, your angels, are here to support you. Go ahead and make those shifts. Go ahead and make those changes. Go ahead. Go ahead. Because why would you care anymore anyway? Why would you care what anybody thinks of you anyway? Archangel Uriel. A great spiritual transformation is currently occurring both in your life and in our world. This is the union of heaven and earth, spirit and matter. Heart and mind unite in harmonious balance. Once you get to your truth, huge shifts start to happen in your life, and your circles are not going to stay the same. Come on over to Tarot. I'll give you the specifics, and I'll tell you what the outcome is going to be. I will see you guys in the extended. The link is below.